Painting is not an organization of color in space. It is not a harmony, a composition, construction. Yes, it is this too, but it is much more. To start with, the painter must understand, must develop a technical competence. He must know what is construction with foundations, with walls, with beams, with roofs, and a logic that the building stands. A painting also is built the same way. This is done by sheer, very hard work for years and years together. And many things contribute to it. The travels, the books, visits of exhibitions, thinking, conversation with people, and I must say, creating your own environment in a space. As you see in this house, I'm surrounded by the most beautiful forms that come from any part of the world. And there are many that come from India. These are my books. These are my references. My vocabulary starts from there. I know by experience that there are days and days of hard work which do not give a result. And suddenly, a moment comes. If you persist, if you continue to think about it, a moment comes when you are in the right, what the French say, état de grâce, and the perception is so clear, the work comes out by its own inner will. I am convinced, बिना दिव्य शक्तियों के सहयोग से कला नहीं. I was born in Babaria, Narsingpur district, Madhya Pradesh. I lived my childhood and later till the age of 13 in the most beautiful forests of Narsingpur and then Mandla and Damoh. My father was a forest range officer and was taking care of enormous forests of this region. The hills, the rocks, the trees, the rivers, the streams did leave a strong impact on my mind as a child. Apart from this natural beauty, there were the temples, sculptures spread all over under trees. There were statues on the ghats of Narmada Ji. I tell you, I have even the feeling that I have the water of Narmada Ji even now in my veins. I must say that I'm always talking of my being very lucky in getting the parents I had and the land where I lived. It is a miracle how I had these extraordinary teachers who gave me light and gave me a sense of direction. And ultimately afterwards it was decided that I would go for higher studies of art in Nagpur and after that in Bombay. I was a member of the Progressive Artist Group, and this experience was very rich in meaning, in my work, in my mode of thinking. And I'm grateful that this group of artists came together and we learned a lot from each other. But I think once is enough. Ultimately, a painter is alone, and I have never formed any other group afterwards, and we have gone a long way from what we started with and branched off in entirely different directions. We were all coming from different places and wanting to know, wanting to learn, wanting to experiment, wanting to find out what is art, what should we do? Is it right that we should paint the realistic way we have been, many artists, senior artists have been painting? And we wanted to know what is international art. We wanted to know what the Chinese landscape is like. We wanted to know about Ellora, Elephanta, Metternich Palace. We wanted to visit the sculptures of, the whole awareness was growing. And this awareness, this desire to learn is something so precious, so important. It was important for me then, and I feel that it remains important for everyone, that a student such as tries to find out, questions, meets the right people, and we were doing that.
Traditionnellement, depuis la fin de la Première Guerre mondiale, la France est une terre d'accueil des artistes. Et la fameuse école de Paris, où des artistes du monde entier sont venus se rencontrer pour rencontrer quelque chose qui n'était pas seulement la France, qui était quand même peut-être l'universel.
I came to Paris in October 1950. Hardly I had put the luggage and my suitcase in the hotel. I wanted to come out to Boulevard Montparnasse. And there I come. It was the crossroad of Boulevard Raspail and Boulevard Montparnasse. I see a statue of Balzac by Rodin. Fabulous. A big poster announcing the exhibition of collage de Matisse at Maison de la Pensée Française. Fabulous. The cafes were full of posters of other exhibitions that are going on. A small poster was there which announced La vie commence demain. Life starts tomorrow. Yes, I said, it starts today.
C'est un artiste indien, mais pour autant c'est un artiste qui, d'une part, a étudié à Paris à l'école des Beaux-Arts, et que c'est un artiste qui s'est réellement, si vous voulez, imprégné de la culture française, de la peinture française, j'allais dire de la peinture européenne. Donc, si vous voulez, ce qui me paraît intéressant dans son travail et dans sa démarche, c'est qu'il n'oublie rien de ses origines, et en même temps, il y a un enrichissement de son travail par tout l'apport, en réalité, de cette culture occidentale.
In a concrete manner, I can define my own evolution in 4 periods of my artistic career. The first is where I was hovering in the dark. I was inquiring, I was opening my eyes, trying to see what art could be, what life could be. The second, obviously, is the formative period where I lived in France, which was the French training of École de Paris, of knowing those specific values which constitute the life of form, which took me almost 15 years or more. A painter has to live this period, which is the drilling, which is strengthening yourself gaining competence on technique and developing a perception of reorganization, orchestrations of the painted space in color and form. I went to India regularly, almost every year for several years, to study, to go into Shilpi Shastras, to understand the philosophy, and particularly to see the statues, the sculpture, the paintings, the frescoes, and read a lot and come to conclusion that now the training is over, the eclectic knowledge, all that is collected from outside, was a tremendous help, but I have to go beyond that. And there came a point where I started seeing from the darkness, from the total darkness, where a light point appears, enlarge itself into a circle with a vertical line meeting a horizontal line as two polarities, and a whole formal logic developed in simple terms. This period gave, if I may use the word, birth to paintings which came by their own inner will, so to say. And I followed the evolution as almost a spectator. With a little confidence, I could say, these were my paintings.
Je crois qu'il y a chez RAZA, et que c'en est un des exemples les plus merveilleux, de cette palpitation en permanence entre le particulier et l'universel, entre l'Inde dans toutes ses caractéristiques, ses particularités philosophiques, ce qu'elle a apporté justement à l'immensité de la culture mondiale, et puis cet universel, parce qu'il n'y a pas besoin d'avoir étudié les Upanishads, d'avoir médité sur le Tantra pour comprendre et pour être ému par la vibration et par la musique et par le silence d'une peinture de RAZA.
And now the fourth period starts, where I'm desperately, but with a determination, with a will, going for the greatest simplicity in my forms, trying to eliminate all that seems to me superficial, bringing form to its essential, searching form in its total purity. If I could pay myself a compliment, it would be this, that I have worked with passion, restlessly, continuously, thinking, feeling, living, doing my work, and constantly unsatisfied with my work. I'm very well connected. I get Indian papers, I have information from friends, by letters, by their visits here. I know more or less what is happening and what seems to be the most significant in the field of contemporary Indian painting and sculpture happening in India. India's contemporary art has become an independent thing, which is our own. It is not a pastiche of European art, international art. You have good paintings of that period, I don't mind.
Regarde le visage.
Oh, tu sais, tu as une très belle figure, une fleur très, et c'est magnifique.
Il m'a fait découvrir l'Inde. C'est un peu son jardin secret et je pense que c'est bien qu'il ait ça, qu'il l'ait avec lui. Et peut-être moi j'en ai un aussi de mon côté. Et de temps en temps, on va partager la promenade chez l'un ou chez l'autre. Peut-être s'il était resté en Inde, il aurait accompli une œuvre beaucoup plus semblable à l'art européen ou américain ou international. Alors que je pense que le fait qu'il se réalise en France, tout l'apport indien ressort et est beaucoup plus fort.
If you ask me briefly which are the things that France has given me, I would say the first, the sens esthétique, the sens plastique, which means an understanding of vital pictorial elements, which is directly related to my work. France has also given me a certain rational thinking. I was completely messed up when I was at home as a young man. I couldn't pronounce a word, I couldn't express an idea. In France, which is the country of Descartes, la pensée cartésienne, here slowly, by discipline, I tried to think as clearly as possible, develop ideas. And this is one of the greatest contributions that France has done almost to innumerable people, innumerable countries. There are many other things, but a sense of proportion is something typically French, which is present in France everywhere in this country, in its artistic expression, in architecture, and even in music or in life. But the fourth one is also equally important, I must say, a love of life, which the French say, savoir vivre, know how to live. In everyday life, in taking time to breathe, feel happy. The French know that.
Il y en a un qui doit toujours essayer de mettre de l'huile dans les rouages parce que, et je pense que c'est souvent, enfin, dans notre couple, j'essaye au maximum de faire toujours passer le travail de RAZA avant moi, avant mon travail à moi. Je pense que c'est très important qu'il s'exprime entièrement. Je crois qu'il a quelque chose à dire de beaucoup plus fort que moi. Et j'essaye de le soutenir, de l'aider, plutôt que d'essayer de mon côté d'avoir quelque chose à dire dans ma recherche. J'essaye de protéger RAZA au maximum. Et j'ai aussi l'impression qu'il me protège de différentes manières. On est des plus matériels. J'essaye, je désire vivement aplanir les difficultés matérielles ou physiques, mais mon rôle s'arrête là par rapport. Je ne veux pas le materner, comme on dit. You see, he's not my child.
Two artists living in the same roof presents lots of problems. The other thing is that mixed marriage presents two different individuals from two different backgrounds. My wife, who was born in a Catholic faith, and I, coming from a Muslim family, could have presented problems. But happily for me and for her, we are not what we would call either fundamentalist or, you know, the orthodox kind of people believing in religion in its surface. In fact, I go to the church on Sunday. At times my wife doesn't go, but I do go, and I have a great sense of relief, a happiness which is indescribable. It fortifies me, it gives me tremendous strength. Ganeshji is one of the divinities for whom I have great fervor, respect. Srishti Sarjan or Buddhi ke Devata. Nothing could be better for an artist. And of course, when I go back home, I go to the mosque, pray, and read namaz. I have developed both for myself and for art a universal attitude to life, to art, where there are no frontiers. I was Indian citizen by birth and remain an Indian citizen by choice. And I'm very proud of it. So much so that after 45 years in France, I'm still an Indian citizen. India is a very rich country. Don't think that there are too many poor people. It is rich in nature. It is rich in human resources. It is rich in tradition, in culture, in philosophy. I have the sentiment that I have never left India. India has been with me all the time. It is in my space, it is in my heart, in my mind, in my ideas. I've been reading Hindi poetry all these long years. I'm surrounded by elements which vitalize me, which come from India. मेरा विश्वास है कि मैंने देश से जीवन ग्राही संबंध रखा है. मैं अपनी भाषा को नहीं भूला.